Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Volcano-AC, and in this episode I will be reviewing the Lekato A8 wireless guitar system and the Lekato instrument cable with mute button. This is not a sponsored video. I got the wireless system as a gift from a family member, but it goes for $26 plus tax in Amazon. I purchased the 20-foot long cable for $23 plus tax, also at Amazon. Let's first hear the wireless system in a rough mix using both my Solar and PRS guitars. Let's go! Alright, let's start with the wireless system. I should first point out that this is not the 5.8 GHz system, and I couldn't find its actual rating, so I am sensing it's the 2.4 GHz. In a previous episode, I reviewed the Getaria wireless system, which I broke when I put a guitar to rest in a floor stand, and the system was at the bottom between the stand and the guitar, so I'll be able to tell you if I notice any difference between using either transmitter frequency. The Getaria system is going for over $60, so let's find out if the performance of this system justifies the price difference. Link to the Getaria wireless system review in the description below. The specs of this Lekato wireless system indicates that it has 4 millisecond delay, 100 to 164 foot transmission range, and 20 to 20,000 Hz frequency response. The Getaria had 5.6 millisecond delay, 100 foot range, and 20 to 22,000 Hz. Based on those numbers, the Lekato can transmit a bit faster than the Getaria, and for longer distance. If we use the 4,000 to 20,000 Hz as the guitar high frequency range, do we even need the extra 2000K? Remember that too much guitar high frequency can make your tone sound harsh or brittle, but if you dial it right, it can improve clarity and brightness. So it's not uncommon to EQ frequencies above 10K to mitigate excessive harshness. A cool feature of this Lekato system is that it can connect to 4 devices at the same time. That's great if you want to use 2 completely separate rigs in stereo. The system is rated to work for up to 4 to 5 hours. Now, I'm going to disagree here. In my situation, I will say it lasts a maximum of 2 hours. So the actual rating is, in my opinion, too optimistic. This is of course after a full charge. To charge it, just use a USB Type-A and connect the transmitter and receiver to it. They will blink green while charging. Both will be solid green with full charge. Now, if this is the parameter that I can measure and it is about half of what it is rated for, are the latency and frequency range accurate? Well, I wouldn't put all my money on it or use it for recording a real album, but for jamming in my studio and avoid the use of kinked cables, I will totally use it. The fact is, since I got it, I've been using it all the time, and I have had no interference issues, like the ones reported in other 2.4 GHz systems. And because I would rather do an actual recording with a cable, let's move on to the Lekato cable with mute button. This cable has a mute button on both plugs, so it eliminates the pop when disconnecting the cable from an amp when it's on. Additionally, it's supposed to be low noise and high fidelity. There's really not much more to say about this cable, so now let's compare the sound of the wireless system versus the cable. Let's get started. Amp is on, everything is on. Let's see if it pops. Pops out. Nope. Pops in. Just the noise that it does, the strings, but it's not popping. See? So, works as advertised. All right, let me know in the comments below if you hear any differences between the cable and the wireless system. I personally did listen some difference between one and the other, and I think the wireless system sounds a bit thinner compared to the cable. The cable sounded a little bit fuller, and I could tell the differences, especially in the high gain riffs, and in particular in the lower notes. As I switched to the clean channel of the Engel Fireball 25 amplifier, the differences were less noticeable. However, they were still there. Therefore, I wouldn't record an album, a single, an EP with this wireless system. However, to jam here in the studio and to come up with new ideas, I will have no problem using the wireless system. If I think backwards and compare it to the Getaria system that I used to have, the 5.8 gigahertz one, I couldn't tell a whole lot of difference, but yes, I didn't compare back to back in this video. So that will be just from what I remember. I will say at this point in time, what I get for the $26 that this unit costs, it is actually fine. Because the lithium batteries are not lasting the 4 or 5 hours range, I wouldn't use it on a live rig, on a concert, or house of worship. However, to practice for an hour or two, it will be fine. There is a Lekato 5.8 GHz system that even has 220 degrees rotable plug design and expands the frequency response range to 22,000 kHz in case you have interference issues or need higher guitar frequencies. That Lekato 5.8 GHz is going for $58 plus tax. I should point out that the Getaria system also had rotable plug-in design, but it was not too sturdy. It actually flipped around every time I moved. So it will depend on everyone's situation and needs to see what fits best for your needs. This Lekato 2.4 system is straight and sturdy, so it does not make the flipping around noise. Finally, the mute function of the cable works as advertised, so I'm very happy with it. Alright, and that's all for this episode. If you like the video, don't forget to smash the like button, and for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.